The XD family of pistols is still an incredibly popular line for you guys, Rob.
The most popular. Yeah.
And you know, one of the things that people really love about it is the point and shoot ergonomics. That's something you've really emphasized.
Well, when they developed the gun, they looked at the hand first.
Yeah.
Some things are kind of set. Over the years, people become used to a certain grip angle, and almost all the guns, except for a couple manufacturers, adhere to within a couple degrees because we've all become used to that because that's really what's the best. But the rest of the grip, we kind of looked at it from a clean slate and said, how do you want it to fit in your hand? Well,
right.
What do you want it to do? You want the gun to basically point wherever you point your finger. So if you hold the gun in your hand and point your finger at something, the gun should be pointed at it. Your hand should fit on it comfortably too.
And that's where we would kind of start talking about practical accuracy.
Right. There's the term for you. The mechanical device is extremely reliable and very, very accurate.
You put the thing in a vise, it's practically going to punch
It'll
one
shoot
hole.
one hole.
Yeah.
But the weak link in the whole thing is us.
Right.
The human touch.
Yeah.
So you need to make it as user-friendly as it can possibly be. That's really the most important part.
Well, let's talk about practical accuracy. You know, what you need for a particular competition shooting is different for what I might need
Right.
in more of a defensive application.
Right. In a lot of the competitions we shoot, we're expecting very, very refined levels of accuracy. I need to hit, you know, the difference between hitting the target right there and hitting right there is a point.
Right.
And I've lost national championships and won national championships by fractions of a point.
Right.
So all that little bit matters. But you always have to break it down into the what's good enough.
Right.
So that's how you determine practical accuracy. What do you really need to hit?
Yeah.
And when you look at the ergonomics of the gun, you say, we want this to be as easy as possible for you to hit the part of the target you need to hit.
So why don't I just kind of on this target, these targets are designed to, if you hit them in the right place, they drop.
Okay.
Which is kind of a neat little training target. Let me just shoot kind of a quick defensive type application, just a point and shoot type of deal, not really having a perfect sight picture.
That's one thing I was going to say. Make sure you're not waiting for a perfect sight picture, because it's not like a match. In a match, I hit preparation time. They set the targets. I get to look at them, so I can look for perfect sight pictures.
Yeah.
You know, in a fight, you're not going to get that kind of time.
No.
And that's where if the gun points where you look, it's going to really show up.
Well, that's a good point. Let me try this out. I didn't.
Okay, that was pretty much perfect. You never even look for the sights.
I really,
right?
you could tell. I mean, that was way
Right.
quicker than I can shoot looking at the sights.
Right, and that's because you basically, you memorize an arm position to put your hands. If the gun points to the right spot, 90% of the work is done for you, and you don't have to visually see much more than the top of the gun.
Yeah.
Like shooting a shotgun, you don't really aim. You know, you see lead and you point the gun out
look
there.
at the target.
Exactly the same thing. You shouldn't be involved in moving your hand around to correct the pointing of the gun.
It should be natural.
Should be natural. If the gun's designed right, it will.
When we set this one up, there may be more than one balloon in there. You want to just do some quick kind of using the point and shoot technique there?
Sure. So when I do any of this kind of stuff, all I'm waiting for is fundamentally to see through the top of the gun.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all I need to see. You ready?
Ready.
Are you sure there's a balloon in there?
It's a Kevlar balloon.
Well, then that means I need one of these. How many balloons you got in that thing? Are there more?
I think you got them both.
Okay, I've never shot one of those targets before. I've never been defeated by a target before. This will be the first time. You know, I made you look really good because you just came out and ba-boom and yours is on the ground. And I shot it.
I may have had like a beach ball inside of there.
Just a little bit bigger. But it shows the point. Every shot I fired hit the target. Then a few of my shot at the head to hit the balloon. If the gun is designed properly and it points where you look, the work's done for you.
Yeah.
Then it's just a little bit of familiarity you develop in training so you get a consistent arm position. And
You can fine tune it if you need super duper accuracy,
Right.
but practical accuracy, depending on what the use is, that's where that point and shoot thing is going to really help you.
right, because when you don't have time to aim, it needs the point where you're looking.
There you go, the Springfield XD, point and shoot. All right, I just had to check out where I actually hit this guy. Look at this, center hit. And I truly just drew and shot as fast as I could, didn't even use the sights, so that point and shoot really worked. Now I gotta show you guys, we actually kind of messed with Rob on this. He's a competition guy, so he usually shoots this zone or this zone. He never shoots down here, and this is actually used for teaching pelvic girdle stuff, so we put a third balloon in there just to mess with him. Gotcha, Rob.